Hi, thanks for joining me on Wilderness with Amani. I'm at the Pleasant Valley Owens River campground, fishing the lower Owens River. And I'm actually got a campsite. It's only 14 bucks to camp here. It's not much to look at as far as the campground goes. This is pretty much a high desert environment. So there's the high country up there. And then Bishop is right down there. And I got a campsite because it's only 14 bucks. And I just want to have a table to cook my dinner on and stuff. I don't want to have to be on the side of the road like a vagabond, just trying to make ends meet. I'm gonna sleep in my car. This is fine, you know, 14 bucks isn't gonna kill me. And I drove down here because it's gonna be snowing all day tomorrow up north, up by Tahoe. And I figured I might as well come down, do a little scouting, and the water's flowing good. Everything looks good. And it's managed as a wild brown trout fishery. I've only fished here once. And I only caught one fish. It wasn't even that big. But it's around noon. I worked a long day yesterday, so I got a little bit of a late start. I almost stopped at the West Walker River. It was flowing really good, and I just had to just not do it. It's called willpower for a change. I didn't just pull over and go fish. So instead, I came to where I intended to go. For starters, I'm gonna try to catch something for YouTube. There's only a couple people staying in this campground, so I'm gonna fish this river inside the campground first, take a look around, and then I'm gonna go explore down below this footbridge, which is the marker for where the special regulations start. But it's all special regulations. It's zero trout bag limit and barbless only, and I'm fishing single barbless. All I got is jigs. I also got my fly rod too, just in case, because I have some other things in my mind that I might be doing while I'm here. So basically, I came all the way down here to fish a few spots that are open year-round to artificial barbless catch and release. It's been a long drive, you know. Let's go down and see if we can't get a fish. So here we go. The river's right here, and we'll see if there's anything that's willing to bite. Established that small trout really don't like these jigs that much. So I might have, if I don't run into anything big, because I can see little guys chasing it, but they don't really want it. So we'll see, because the big trout, they'll hit it and then it'll be over. But I'm just, I don't know. I want to get the biggest fish possible out of here, so I'm going to stick with this jig for a while. Good looking spot. So I'm just going to pitch cast and fish this section close. See if anything will come out of that whitewater. And then I'm going to go to the other side and take it across. Ooh, I just saw one flash at it, but he wasn't very big. He tried to hit it 3 times. He was hitting it, but he couldn't get it, but he only looked like he was about 10 inches, so that might explain his reluctance to go after something that's 3 inches. But I mean, there's gotta be a big guy in here somewhere. A lot of viewers told me there's not a lot of big fish in here, but I don't know. These fish fight good for their size. I mean, this guy's not big, but he's fighting. He's looking for trouble. That's what he's looking for. And I'm gonna have to get down there to get my hands wet to let this guy go. That was good. Fish in 10 minutes. He's in the net whipping around and going crazy. And I'll hold him up for a second and get him back in the water. Get my hand nice and wet. That's a real beautiful little brown though. Wow, there he goes. Got another one on the next cast. They're on this jig today. Let's take a look at this guy. He's smaller. They're all feisty though. Ugh. There he is. Nice little feisty fellow. I learned last time, if you just go charging out over these reeds that are flattened and look like they have a nice trail and you're not wearing waders, you could find yourself immediately screwed. Ooh, this looks pretty good. All right, let me get my net ready. This is a net ready location. Let's see what we got here. I mean, the water's rushing. It just seems like there could be some big fish in here. People tell me there's not a lot of big fish in here, but I don't know. Maybe there are some big fish. Good spot, but I don't know if I could land a fish here if I hook something good without going into the water. I mean, I guess I could rest on that thing right there. I'm gonna try it. Let's see. If I get wet, I got lots of clothes, so, and it's not that cold. Oh, I got one already. Of course I got one. And it's a pretty good fish. All right, I'm gonna have to get my hand wet on the net. I threw it in and he just hit it right away. That's a rainbow. All right, come on, buddy. Right on over here. Whew. All right, I'm gonna have to get a little closer. I'm gonna have to get my backpack off. I can see the jig hanging out of his mouth. Ugh. All right, we get a little closer. Get rid of that stick. Got him. That's a beautiful rainbow right there. Nice wild fish, beautiful colors. I'm gonna dip him in my net, make sure he's okay to go. There he is. All right, I'm gonna let him sit in that current for a minute, and then when he's ready to swim out, he can. Oh, he's fighting me. He doesn't want to stay in there. You can go whenever you're ready, dude. He's swimming right into the net. Okay, here he goes. So I already set my net down there because if I do hook something, that's where I'm gonna have to go. I'd like to throw my stuff as close to those reeds as possible, but with my range, I will catch those. I will get snagged on those things hanging out over the water for sure. So I'm gonna have to go a little bit wide and just take it down the gut, and then I'll do a pitch cast. And what I'll do is I'll do a pitch cast closer. There we go. And try to bring that along the reeds right here. As it turns out, I put my net down there for no reason. This is a fairly easy place to fish without waders if you don't walk out on the reeds. If you're planning to walk out on some of these spots where the reeds are, and some of them are really good spots, it was right around here where I sank up to my waist almost. I'm gonna see if it's any different this time though. See, even though I've already sunk out here, I'm still going out because I want to see what's out here. I'm seeing a lot of small fish swiping at this on almost every cast, but they can't get it. And I'm also seeing what looks like really large fish in here, but what people told me is that they're in these slower sections, there's carp in here. And when you see them, it makes your heart stop. And I'm snagged on a rock on the bottom. I just gotta go back the other way and I should be able to get it out. There we go. It's a good thing with bobless jigs. If you get snagged in a situation like this, you usually just walk backwards and it just fixes itself. Sometimes I try to get a little too deep, and there's some big obstructions down there. I just saw a shadow of a real nice fish go for my jig. He hit it, and I set the hook for a second, and I saw something down there, and I'm running my jig right on the bottom, man. I'm as so deep in this pool as I can get. I set the hook, and he kind of ran, so I think he's onto my scheme. So I just picked up one of those, I don't know the name of them. I just know I'm not fishing for this. It ain't a trout. And this might have been what I saw cruising along the bottom. See him? He's got his big sucker. And I don't know the name of these things. I just know I'm not fishing for it. And I'm just glad I have a barbless jig because it'll make it release easy. But I'll show you what he looks like. Let me get down here and get my hands wet. This might be a mountain whitefish. I'm not sure. I gotta look. I mean, I've been fishing in these rivers for years, and I just know when I catch them, I let them go. But look at him, he's cool. Notice how I don't care if he falls off. I'm hoping he falls off. I'm gonna give him some slack. Get off the line. It's a pretty cool looking fish. He fought. And to get him back down to the bottom of his hole. And I was skipping this thing really deep. And I hit what looked like a rainbow or a brown. And then that guy picked it up. Two of those massive carp down deep. They're like 6-pounders, man. And then I can see the little browns swiping at my jig. I'm just looking for that one big one though. Thought I saw something. There's cows right there inside those sticks. And there's like several of them. And I don't think they like me standing here looking at them. And I don't want to make them upset. And I'm seeing one little 10-incher after another chase this thing. But they just can't get it like a big trout can. They swipe at it. They'll take like 3 shots at it, but they just can't. They don't seem to be able to close the deal. But there's a lot of structure like this stuff under the water, and the fish will come out from under that. And then you got this undercut bank. Some jerks had a little too much to drink. That thing made it into the river by somebody throwing it in, I guess. Brown that was able to actually get this thing into its mouth. All right, I'm gonna jump down here. He's a small one too. Let me get down on whatever this is. There he is, nice little brown. Some unstable stuff coming through here right now. Look at this. It's hot out here, but suddenly it's blowing. It might be time to go have lunch. In this hole, that's for sure. And they're all browns. Get this guy off, get my hand wet. There he is, nice little brown. Get him back out there. I mean, there's plenty of food here. There's gotta be some big boys out there, and I gotta find that one that's willing to hit. So I'm gonna wrap it up. It's about 3:30 and I've been eating since 6 a.m. So I'm starving. I just walked a mile or two. I'm beat, man. So I hope you enjoyed that. That rainbow was great. I saw some decent like 12-inch browns, and the only way I could get them to hit my jig was to get it down really deep through little runs. If I didn't get it down deep, they weren't coming up to get it. And I lost one jig today. This is the kind of place where you need to have your accuracy on, because there's so many branches hanging over the water and stuff, and you really got to get a feel for bouncing the jig deep. But I'm going to wrap it up. That's going to do it for the lower Owens for now. I'm going to go get some serious grubbing on. I got some Portuguese sausage and some Idaho and mashed potatoes. I got some bread. It's time to go get down, man. Thank you for joining me on Wilderness with Amani. Until next time.